these un-American, pro-European documents. The people should make known their protest. Write your congressmen and senators. Tell them.
All right. Draw your knees to your chest. Hold the front of the knees and start to circle them. And go the other way. Pull the right leg in closely to your chest, send the left leg up tall toward the sky, and start to open up that ankle. Flex and point the foot. Hold a deep dorsiflexion, extending your heel, spreading the sole of the foot, and circle from inside the socket. With as straight a leg as you can. And then go the other way. Soften the ribs down toward the floor as you do this. And then interlace your hands behind your left leg, right above the knee, so higher than the knee. Bend at the knee and try to circle the knee, so circling from the shin down to the foot. And provide a little bit of resistance with that, with the interlaced hands. So press the thigh into the hands and pull with the hands. Go the other way. And then relax that. Take the hand outside the leg at the upper middle thigh and press the hand into the leg and the leg abducting out toward the left. So hand is pushing in and you are AB abducting toward the left. And then place a hand inside the thigh and adduct. Press the thigh into the hand and the hand into the thigh. In other words, push the thigh toward the right and resist with the hand. And then go in front of the leg, right at the quad, and push thigh into the hands and hands into thigh. Counter resistance, counter pressure. Try to keep your shoulders somewhat dropped. And then go behind the leg again and push leg into hands and pull with the hands. And press that foot like you're pressing it through thick, thick, thick mud. And stretch that leg back up to straight. Wrap your fingers around the right shin and send that left leg down to the floor and let it rest. Let it rest, let it rest. Softening the connection from your diaphragm all the way to the thigh. Soften any crinkles that you can feel in the forehead or face. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bring the right knee in closer to the body and circle at that hip with the knee inflections. The knees just relaxed and bent. And go the other way with the circle. Take your hands behind that right knee. Make a little fist with whichever hand. I have my right hand. And I'm nestling it in to that space behind the knee, like a little grapefruit, like I'm putting a grapefruit or a ball behind the knee, and then squeeze your calf into the fist. And think of the knuckles, maybe move them north and south, twist them forward and backward, massaging deep into the calf. And perhaps if you had your hand in there well enough, deep enough, you're going to feel as though you're digging out some space in the back of the knee. And then slide your hand to the front of the shin and take the knee leg off toward the right shoulder a bit. But it's really in the direction of the shoulder as opposed to east-west. It's kind of north east. And with your left hand, smooth down that left side. Notice if it's wanting to come toward the right and give it its own distinct identity here on the left. So mine's kind of like, oh, I'll go with you. Nope. We want to dissociate that. Take a few breaths through the nose. Speaking of which, there's this thing when you do emails and texts that they've noticed where we hold our breath. So just notice when you're at the computer or on your phone a lot today, if you are, if you're holding your breath for periods of time and start to change that habit if you have that. I think I definitely, guessing I do. Bring the knee into the middle, reach your right arm out to the right and twist across. Right shoulder pins down to the floor and smooth down that right side with your left hand. Working just at the layer of the skin, let the bones follow. Look out to the right and keeping your face in the same place, move your eyes up to the back corner of your room, the right corner. And then look down towards your shoulder. Up to the right corner. Down to the right shoulder. Let's take the arm down with us. This time the head moves as you take the arm all the way around. And one more time. And reach out to the right. Let it roll you onto your back. Wrap your hands around both shins. Pull in. Maybe feeling the stretch lightly in the lower back. Letting the face soften. Letting tension out of the belly, tension out of the front of the hips, tension from the knees. Slide your hands behind the left thigh and stretch the right leg up toward the sky and start to flex and point that foot. Generating some heat here. Mobility in that ankle joint. All these foot bones. Hold a nice deep dorsiflexion, root the thigh into the hip socket and circle the leg from within the hip. Trying to keep the leg nice and straight, tummy working. Go the other way. Center the leg, bring your hands behind that right leg, bend the knee, and circle from the knee. So from the shin down, try to circle. And you may notice that the hip wants to do this instead of the knee. That's what I'm noticing. Try to do it at the knee joint. And then center it, push the thigh into the hands, and the hands resist. Take the hand on the right side and abduct, press that leg out toward the right and resist with the hand. We're going to use both hands. And then inside, adduct, push that leg in. In front of the quad, press the thigh to the hands and the hands into the thigh. And one more time at the back. Thigh into hands, hands into thigh. And then push through that foot to stretch that leg back up in the air and straight. Wrap your hands around the left shin and send that right leg down, down, and let it rest on the floor. Deep breath. Use the exhale to ground that leg even more as that left knee comes closer to the torso. Circle that left leg. Right inside the hip. The knee is really relaxed here. Go the other way. It's in deep flexion. And then take your fist, I'm going to use my left hand, and insert it behind the knee and really try to get it into that fleshy part. And squeeze the calf into the knuckles. And move your knuckles forward and back, north and south. Kind of like you're excavating behind the knee, making some space in there. In the calf muscle as well. And maybe with that other hand, I'm going to recommend, and I'm going to squeeze the front of the shin down the line. So across that bone and squeezing just outside that tibia. And you'll feel there's a lot of great points here, stomach points. Breaking up congestion in the body. And then pull the knee toward your left shoulder. With your right hand, smooth the body. From the ribs down to that right thigh. Anything that's entangled, any part that's trying to follow that left leg as it pulls toward the left shoulder, relax it and give it its own place in the body. Check that you're breathing. Bring your knee into the middle, stretch your left arm out to the left, twist the knee across. Look out over that left shoulder. Smooth down the left side of the body with the right hand. Again, working superficially is working deep in this case. Look out to the left, face is still, eyes lift toward the front left corner. Eyes look down toward the left shoulder. Back left corner. And you're looking up, like up to the left as much as you can. Usually, well, when it's working well, it will elicit a yawn. And then down at the shoulder. That's a good sign. And then allow the head to move with the arm as you circle the arm around. All the way once. And twice. This might be a good time. If your dogs are there, give them a little pat. Reach out to the left. This roll you onto your back. Hug your knees in. And then just as much as it feels safe, kick your legs. So I'm going pretty slowly. I'm not trying to hurt anything, but kind of kicking toward your own butt. Good. And then we're gonna come on up. Good job kicking, you guys. Come on up. Have some blocks available. And pad your back knee as you need to. We're going to come into a lunge. And I have something next to me to help stabilize for now. You can or cannot. So we're going to come forward. Right leg is forward. We're going into a lunge where you feel your inner left groin. And then we're gonna circle at the hip. So we're gonna circle the knee to the right and all the way around. And go the other way. Just be careful with anything that hurts. I mean, don't overdo this. And now we're going to circle, we're doing the same thing. We're going to go the other direction clockwise. And same thing, but focus on the ankle circling. So it kind of looks the same, but mentally focus on the rotation of the ankle. Go the other way. And I'm pulling back a little bit as I move toward the back of the circle. And then flank your foot, bring your hands on either side, and let's pull it back into a hamstring stretch. Flexing that front foot. And circle the foot. And go the other way. And then center it. Bend that right knee just a little, and press the heel down a lot and pull that leg toward you, keeping the heels in place. See if you can feel your hamstrings really turn on. Squeeze the buttocks toward each other, tuck the tummy, and pull the heart forward. Try to stick out the butt in a little lower back bend. A little extension, that low back. It's going to want to tuck under. Work it oppositionally. Try to send the tailbone back. Unless it's really torn there. And then don't do that. Keep the tail tucked under to protect anything that's damaged there. Rebend the front knee. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee up. And move forward, forward, forward. Your back knee might come down eventually. We're going to bring that thigh, the right thigh, toward the calf muscle. We want them to touch. And I'm going to lift up onto the ball of that right foot. This is deep. And my left inner thigh is like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's good. If you can, circle that right knee here. Both directions. Excellent, you guys. Back it up just a little bit into my left knee's on the floor. So I'm going to more of a right angle. I'm going to put the block under my left hand, reach back with my right for my left foot. Squeeze the right hip in toward the left so that it doesn't jet out toward the right. Get a little quad stretch here, a little warmth in that quad. Pull that left foot in toward the glute. Twist toward the right. Look up. Send the bottom jaw forward. Toning the neck. Release the foot, relax the jaw. Sunrise that arm up and over. Bring the right hand down. We're going to step to plank. And move forward and back through the heels. Stretching the back of the ankle. Pull your lats on, your serratus on. Press the thumbs down. Squeeze the glutes. Come to stillness. Round into the upper back. Slowly let the hips move toward an up dog. Toes stay tucked under. Shoulders roll back. Come back up to plank. Round the upper back. Slowly move into a modified up dog. One more time, back up to plank. Round the upper back. Slowly move into a modified up dog. Lower knees, slide hips carefully back. Extended child's pose, head drops down. Big sigh. Breathe in. Long exhale out the mouth. Let the armpits soften down. Chest softens, face softens. Melt the breath through the body. Tummy tones as you roll slowly up. Lift the shoulders all the way to the ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Drop the shoulders down again. Up, back, and down. And send your hands forward. Come on forward. Step your left foot out into a lunge. Back knee is down. And we're going to come up here and circle that left knee. And we're circling from the hip. Do whatever you need to do to feel safe. So if you want to hold something, put something under the knee. Go the other direction. And then we're going to do the same thing, but focus on it as though we're just moving from the ankle. So mentally it's different. Switch directions. Try to keep your foot glued to the mat. You can squeeze your toes. So, yeah. Squeeze your toes. Good. And then come down. Let's come forward, forward, forward. Back knee down. And you're going to roll up onto the ball of that left foot and try to bring the back of the hamstring or the hamstrings to the calf. So it's way over the toes. And you can lift up that back knee or leave it down. And you are looking for a stretch in that right inner groin. Tucking the tailbone a little here. Belly firm, maybe a little lift to get more into that part. And then we're gonna back out of it. Start to straighten that front leg almost all the way, but keep a little gentle knee bend so that you can activate the muscle. Push that left heel down, pull back. Straight leg might lock it out too much. Tucking that left hip in toward the right. Let's circle that leg. And go the other way. Drop your shoulders a little more. Better. Good. Now find center. Bend the knee enough so that you get good hamstring activation. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but my back, unless you have an injury here, which you might, then keep the tailbone tucked. Otherwise, try to send that tailbone back and get longer, more extension through the back body. Really activates sensation here. And pull the heart forward. Flex that foot in. You can. Out chihuahua. Whew. And then let's come back to knee bend in the front. Bend the right leg. Using a block. Tuck your left hip under. hold that foot or reach toward it as you twist toward the left. Lift your face up, take your jaw forward, bottom jaw forward, tone the neck, look up. Ooh. And then release the foot, sunrise the arm overhead. Bring it down, tuck your right toes under, lift your back knee, step back to plank. Move forward and back. Find stillness, round the upper back. Let the hips start to drop down as you move into a full up dog. Roll over the toes, shoulder heads back, look up and back, bottom lip above top lip. Lower the knees, relax the lips, pull back, extended child's pose. Relax the armpits. This time, slide the hands back to the feet for full child's pose. Deep breath into the lower body. Open the mouth. Let go of stories of stress. Just come into the physical body now. Breathing in. Exhale. One more deep breath. Hold at the top of that breath. And exhale. Head is soft. Roll up. Hands forward on the legs. Closed eyes. Breathing here. Through the nose. Blink the eyes open, reach your hands forward, come onto your hands and knees, inhale, arching the back. Let's rotate the feet out toward the corners of the mat, internally rotating the upper thighs. Exhale, arch to cow. Modify if this doesn't feel okay for you. Inhale by coming back to neutral, rounding here. Sorry, that was backwards. Inhale, look up. Thank you. That was backwards. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And exhale. And then the opposite. Take your knees wide, feet together, externally rotating upper thighs. Inhale into cow. Exhaling to cat. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale, widen the feet, come into a nice wide-footed down dog. Push to the hands, bend the knees subtly, send the sits bones higher, a little bit of low back arch here. Draw the ribs toward the back body and spiral the biceps forward. Move the head east and west, left and right. And then center it and walk forward to the hands. Feet are wide, catch your elbows. Softly move the head left and right. Feel the weight of the elbows pulling down toward the mat. Spiral the inner thighs back. Let go of stress. And then let go. Release your hands. And then take the other arm in the front. Shake it out, left and right, up and down. And release the hands, toe heel the feet together. Bend the knees, pull the heart forward. Exhale, fold and drop your head. I was just thinking about this holiday right now, this full moon today, this holiday, what's going on? I'm sure it's not the only one, but it is the one today that's about women and the power of women and using our femininity to save a whole people. Kind of wild, isn't it? It's a very wild story. Push down through the feet, lift through the chest, take the arms out and up, reach tall. And pull the hands to the heart. I mean, basically, this woman is credited, Esther, with saving the Jewish people through seduction, right? It's pretty interesting. Release your hands down, spin your palms forward. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank. Okay, lower the knees and walk your knees closer to your hands. Stay with me on this, it's kind of out of the blue. We're going to tuck our left toes under behind us, so kind of like a squat. And we're going to kick that right leg through. Take your left hand behind your head. And the idea is, here, come down for a second so you're not on that wrist. Just check your form. So the way that to do it properly is that the right hip is right by the right wrist. You're gonna want to, and I'm gonna probably do it with like a foot between here. That's less intense. Ideally, we have the hip and the hand really close. The left hand goes behind the head. We lift up. Now we're gonna bring elbow to knee, left elbow to right knee, and open. Elbow to knee, and open. I want to keep that right arm straight and that right hip as close to the wrist as we can. Do about 10 of these. When you're ready, march it back to plank. Bend the elbows for chaturanga. Inhale, roll through to up dog. Exhale, take it back, down dog. Push into the floor and stretch your back. That right shoulder might feel more alive. Great. Even that right heel might feel different than the left. And then walk forward to your hands. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push down, rise up. Reach tall. And pull the hands to the heart. Whew. Hands come down, inhale, breathe up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step right and left foot back. Now we're gonna take it right into that pivot. Right foot steps halfway up toward the right wrist. Left leg kicks through. Left wrist, left hip in close proximity. We're gonna bring right elbow to left leg. Do about 10. Good. And let me show you one more little thing. So it is here, but the higher you can get that hip up, the more you're using the opposite oblique. So you can do it here pretty low, but the more you can hoist it up. I mean, it's asking a lot, but if you can get that left butt up. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. So I'm here and I'm hoisting it. Okay, and then from there, see if you can kick it back to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, rolling through. Exhale, take it back. Whew. And then feel that strength and length through here. If you're breathing through the mouth, try to switch it to the nose only. So we release more carbon. It's more efficient. And at first, if you're not used to it, I mean, I know we're used to it from yoga, but when we add that kind of difficulty, we tend to go to mouth breathing. Some of us, I do. And at first, the nose kind of burns, but then it gets way stronger and your endurance will improve. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bring your chest closer to your legs if possible. Deepen the stretch, especially through the side ribs. Inhale, rise, circle up. Lift tall, feel that awakening. And then fold the hands to the heart. Let's stay here, plug your feet into the ground. Feel that surge of upright energy. This is in Chinese medicine called the yang energy. It's flowing upward. In yoga, it is the prana. And it's met in yoga, we call it prana and apana, both working in equal amounts. So prana is this uprising energy and apana is downward flowing energy. And it's fun to use them on purpose. So for example, bring your arms down. Think of apana going energy like gravity going down, and prana goes up. So as we go up, we on purpose think down, think apana as you lift the arms up. And it really is that root to rise feeling. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Step left and right foot back, plank. Step left foot forward toward left wrist, shoot right leg through. 10 of these crunchy thingies. 8, 7, and the more you can hoist that right hip up, the better. 4, 3, 2, shoot it back, plank, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing. Inhale, lift your heels, exhale, bend the knees, hop or walk forward. Inhale, lift your heart, exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, rise, think pressing down to go up. Exhale, hands into the heart. Just to stretch out the wrists here, some lotus rolls, press the backs of the hands together, sweep the fingers through and around. Backs of the hands together, through and around. So hands start in prayer. They come, back of the hands come together. And then grab the left fingers, press the left wrist forward, stretch it. And switch. And arms down by your side, palms forward. Inhale up. Exhale, dive over. Inhale, look up. Step right and left foot back. Plank. Step right foot forward, shoot your left leg through. Right hand to the head. 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shoot it back. Plank, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Right leg lifts to the sky. Step your right foot forward and bring your left shin up, so you're in a 90-90. Pivot toward your right. And just get a nice stretch in that left hip flexor. Pick up that left shin and put it down. So internally rotate that left leg and lower it. I'm on the mat in a half, I'm in a 90-90. Doing internal rotation of that back leg. Now I'm going to do external rotation. I'm pushing that left shin down. I'm going to lift that left knee up. Ooh. You want to make it harder, come more to the center between the legs. Okay, now we're going to stay upright and we're going to bring that left leg forward and bring it back, no hands. Kick it forward and back. About 10 of these. Use your deep tummy. These suck so bad, but they do give you a really heavenly half pigeon. Go for it. Stretch that left leg all the way back, crawl forward. Protect that knee if you need protection there. Put something behind, like we did with the grapefruit fist, put something behind the knee or under the knee. Oh. Relax here with the upper body, the forehead, armpits. Pressing down through the right shin. Internally roll that left thigh more toward the floor. Lengthen from the inner line of the left foot. It tends to pronate, kind of crinkle into a shorter foot. You want to lengthen that inner line and reach through the big toe. I'm also scissoring the legs. Left one scissoring forward, right one back for dynamic muscle engagement and deeper release of the spine. Gonna try to relax my hands and anything I'm not using. Walk your hands in, belly in, bend the left knee, reach back with that right hand. Let's slide that left hand forward, come onto the forehead. So it's a face down stretch. Into that left quad. Hip flexor, this one goes high, high, high up the body. Release that foot. Come on up. We're going to come up onto that right foot and take a side lunge here. Getting into that deep inner groin material. I'm going to advise that you watch this and just be willing to be off the mat. We're going to step on that right foot. We're going to lift that left leg up and flip it over into a upward flipping dog. Reach up and back. I don't know, it probably took you somewhere a little wonky. Just let it. Find your way into that back bend. And really try to make the most of this meal. Push through the feet, lift the hips, and reach that left arm. Really get this through the back and front body. And then come back up and over and make your way back to where the mat is in a walking dog and stretch out your dog. You guys know your dog so well. You might notice, whoa, this feels almost like a different body. Way more, maybe not way more, but subtly longer in many ways, more open, more available. Left leg up. Step forward toward a half pigeon. Come onto the hip, but we're really in a 90-90. So zigzag. And ideally, it is that. We've got right angles. So check out your angles, check out your lines, that the ankles are in line with the knees. And you've got this nice box. And then we're going to internally rotate back leg and lower. I don't have nearly the rotation on this side than I do on the other, which is important. My pain is on the looser side. The looser side, the left side is where I have pain. The right side is the restricted side. The left side, because of the right side's restriction, has to do more work and is not loving it. So the rehab is usually not on the side you think. I mean, it's on both sides, but things are not always as they appear. One of the people I follow calls it the blinky flashy lights. He's like, people always go to the blinky flashy light. That's usually not where you need to go. Now move the hands more to the middle. And we're gonna keep that right foot pinned down and lift that right knee up. Because we worked our core, can you focus that on this a little bit? Like, it's not that it's hard, but I can engage that left oblique and right oblique differently if I concentrate. And then we're gonna lift the hands and work strength in this hip flexor here. About 10 of these. Try to breathe through your nose. I just caught myself mouth breathing. That's why I said that. I really catch it on the elliptical. I'm like, goodness, girl. Goodness. When you're ready, on the 10th one-ish, kick it into half pigeon. Breathe through your nose, just check in with things like the jaw and the hands, things that like to grip. Scissoring the legs, pushing down through that left shin. These are all ways to protect yourself, the joints, the areas of question. Rotating that inner right thigh down, reaching through the inner right foot. Melting the shoulder blades down. Check that the breathing is happening through the nose. And if that's going fine, add length to the exhale. Pull the belly in, walk it up. Bend the right knee, reach back with your left hand. And we're gonna fold forward with this one. Bring the head toward the floor. Tuck tailbone a little bit, forward deeper, psoas experience. Release carefully and side lunge up onto that left foot. Getting into the tender material of the inner thighs. From here, hands come forward. We're going to scoop that right leg up. Bend the knee, open that hip up, and flip her over. Pulling that left shoulder blade onto the back. Make the most of this. a lot of parts of you involved in the stretch are more open and warm. And then mindfully, bring it over. Mine was more funky than I would have liked, into a comfortable dog. Nice soft bend in the knees. Stretch those like more puppy-like. Knees a good deep bend and allow a back bend in the lower back. And then slowly, let's go there. Bring the knees down. Walk the arms forward for Anahata Hasana. Dropping the heart toward the floor. You can do this in a puppy variation where you bend the elbows, palms come to prayer. Or arms remain straight. Very bendy, chin is on the floor. More humane, forehead is on the floor, hips are over knees. Heart is trying to come down to the ground. It's deep. It can be deep. Big, big heart opener. Deep, deep, deep. Push through the hands, round the back, a lot. Walk the knees forward. And we're going to shift onto our backs. Whew. Lie down on your back. So we really worked the core, you guys. And we really warmed up the joints. We circled them quite a bit. This lubricates the joints. It helps get that synovial fluid moving. And then we worked the core, which brings a sense of confidence to the body and an upright energy. Together, this mobilization and then this stabilization is a really powerful combination. So I'm hoping that although we didn't, cure anything today, that we at least provided a blueprint for your body to find its way toward healing. Lie down on your back. A really confident blueprint for the body, heat and stability. Just lie here for a second, just let this marinate. And then bend your knees. Feet are not too close. We're not going to do bridge. This is really for the low back. We're going to windshield wipe the knees left and right. I ask that you coordinate this so that they move together, which I'm sure they were already doing, but you're bringing some awareness to this with the mind. The mind is paying a lot of attention. So go slowly enough that it feels that the legs are moving at the same time. The next time both knees fall toward the right, leave them there. Stretch your arms back, and only if it's safe to do so, put the right heel on that upper left knee and press that left leg away from your torso for more hip flexor length. I recommend squeezing that glute, that left glute, if you're doing that. It's like a, what is it, Elena? High C? Is that a C? Whatever note that is the sound of my stretching hip flexor. And then release that. Right heel comes down. Squeeze your tummy, bring the knees up and over toward the left. Whoa. Whoosh. Stretch those arms back, maybe especially that right one. Left heel can come onto the upper right knee. Press that leg forward. Only if it's safe. And there's a little sense of the right hip flexor lifting in the direction of the right nipple. I don't have a high C feeling or whatever that note was. This one's more baritone. This is like, whoa. I don't know. Feel free to make sound and see what your hip flexor sounds like in a stretch. I mean, they use catgut, right, for strings. Probably similar. And then left heel down, squeeze the tummy to bring the legs up. Soles of the feet together. Reach back for your head. Stargaze here. Hold your head. Imagine that full moon is visible. And we're moving the head around. Centering it. And then lower it down. Oh, shoulder blades on the back. Arms down. Take a deep sip of breath in through your nose. Now at the top of this, sip in more. And then a long exhale out. We're going to do this pattern twice more. Big, huge from the bottom of the lungs, inhale through the nose. At the top of that, sip in another sip till it feels like you can't anymore. Hold that. And then big exhale out. One more time, breathe in through the nose, take it from the basin of the lungs. One more at the top. And then a grand long sigh out. Sigh of relief for Max. That he landed like a cat on his feet. He had angels around him that day and every day. Stretch your legs all the way out. And once more, if you need to adjust the head, go for it, or any other wiggle squiggles. Bring the shoulder blades onto the back. Roll your limbs in and out. Your joints are well lubricated now, and there's a sense of integrity of the core. And the way we did our core stabilization was very dynamically. I believe that that is very good for the brain, so that when we're moving throughout our day, our body, our mind understands how to keep us in that stability, regardless of what craziness we might be getting up to. We want to perform stability in dynamic situations, practice that so that we can perform that. Take a deep breath in. Keep going, keep breathing it in. And then exhale all the air out. Let go. Let your front body drop into the back body. Let the eyes surrender back into their socket. And let go. Keep shutting down, shut all the way down. Like if you were a computer or a car, you want to get the hum after the shutdown to stop. That's how shut down we're going. All the way down. And a beautiful fresh start. Take a deep breath in from deep, deep, deep. Be very generous with this and exhale it out. This holiday is about many things, one of which is generosity. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Deep breath in. And as we exhale, reach those arms back and legs out and feel the glamorous length here. The glamorous, just the fancy feeling of being longer in the front and back and sides. Elegant. Draw the left knee in, and then we're going to get small. We're going to roll to the right and cuddle up into a tiny ball. And breathe generously into your back body, generatively and generously. As we restart the burners of the body, the lower, the middle, and the upper burners come online. That fuel and flame of life. Press down to the left hand as we rise. Finding a tall seat. So this holiday is also about giving. It's tzedakah, the mitzvot of tzedakah, of giving. And we are, in the stories I understand, supposed to find two families, two people who have no food and feed them today. So if that speaks to you in some way, maybe you can think of a way that that means something to you and apply that in your life. And mitzvot, these good deeds, there's another translation of that, which means to connection. A mitzvah, connection, mitzvot, connection to God. 613 ways to find connection to God. Perhaps this union with self through the yoking of this practice is one. Perhaps when we find that connection within ourselves, we can find it with one another. That's how it speaks to me. Raise your arms up overhead. Bring the hands through prayer. Let this land at your heart. Finding that connection through sound. One Om, inhale. Om. The connection to your own mind from your heart. Thumbs reach to forehead. They press inward and we bow humbly. Honoring the body, its flexibility and its stability in all ways. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being with me today. It's such a blessing in my life. Thank you. Take care. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.